Lord Dunsany, yes, it's pronounced Dunsany, is an actual lord, an actual peer of the realm of the United Kingdom. He is Irish or English, depending how you look at it. He is Anglo-Irish. What that means is he's a very English person who has an estate in Ireland, or it's complicated. He is a hereditary aristocrat. They've got a castle. There's a current Lord Dunsany. I think his great grandson is Lord Dunsany right now. He was given a military education. He fought for the United Kingdom. He is involved briefly, um, and gets wounded in the famous Easter uprising in Dublin in 1916. But unlike most of your favorite Irish writers of the time, he was out to stop the Easter Rising of 1916. He threw on his uniform and ran back to Dublin to try to put the rebellion down, because he did not want Ireland to be independent of England. And even when it was, he was sorry about it. You don't have to agree with everything, with everything all the writers believe outside the pages of their books. He is friends with a lot of the same people who are doing the Irish cultural revival at the beginning of the 20th century. People like William Butler Yeats, who's deeply interested in Irish folklore and putting it in English. Yeats's friend and patroness, Lady Augusta Gregory, who's an important early translator and popularizer of Celtic myths. And Dunsany is writing not so much, he's not writing a young adult story, he's not writing a modern novel, he's not writing a fantasy novel as we take it. He is writing what I would say it's in the tradition of literary fairy tales. He is taking very much a fairy tale form. He is taking a literary approach to it. And he is, how should I put this? And that is one of the reasons he is fairly remote from that character. He's also taking it much longer. This is not a long book, but it's a very long fairy tale. Both these things are true. A novel this length should be a quick read. Often this book isn't, because it's not a short novel, it's a super long fairy tale. A genre that is often much more concise. This is, he's drawing it out. Some of his, I will talk more about some of his style in other things. One of the stylistic hallmarks here, he is using tags, kind of Homeric tags after the great legendary semi-mythical Greek epic poet Homer. You'll notice that when he describes certain things, especially in Fairyland, he describes them the same way all the time. The palace, that can be spoken of only in song. And he doesn't vary that description. He comes back to it every time. The highland near the thunderbolts gets multiple repetitions. That kind of repetition is also a feature of the kind of oral literature he is doing, a kind of sat at my desk and created it in a literary environment version of. Um, and he is often, his style is often compared to the influence of the English Bible, meaning the 1611 translation, the so-called King James translation. King James did commission that translation. James VI of Scotland, James I of Ireland. So there is a kind of biblical resonance there too. But in other ways, he's going with very standard things. The human hero who seeks, loses and gains and tries to regain the fairy bride. The problem of the child who is half fairy. The borderland between this world and the next world. But also, he has a note. You'll point out that he is, Le Guin talks about him as having corpus, and he is also influenced by the way the Irish around him spoke the English language, the particular cadences of Irish English. But he's very specific in his note to the readers that Elfland is about 20 or 25 miles east of England. East of England, not west, where the Celtic countries are, where Ireland and Wales are, but east.